So today I'm going to ask the kids the question, what is education? And what would they like education to be? And I'm going to try to tease out a little bit about what good quality education can be.
This is a super duper important conversation that I think is essential that we have. I know that you are around 10, 11, okay? So that means you've been on the planet for 10 years or so. You come to school, we have an Australian curriculum, and I say, okay, everyone, today we're going to learn this, and then we're going to learn this, and then we're going to learn this. We're going to go out and have lunch, then we're going to come back in and we're going to learn this. And it seems to me that I'm the boss of what you're learning. And I was wondering, I was just thinking, I think it could be better. I think learning could be more enjoyable for you. And I think what I think might be important to you, you might not think so. And maybe your parents think something else again. So if I say to you, what is education? And if I say, what is important in your education? If I look at you in the eyes and I ask you, what is important to you? Josh?
Getting to learn about stuff so when you're older you can get a job and get paid so you can survive.
Okay, that is definitely a consideration. Okay, so you're looking at it because you want to get a job when you're older so you can earn money, so you can survive. Okay. Danny? Great. Max? So do you think having a good job will make your life happy? Okay. Who says yes? Okay. Who says no? Okay. Why do you think that, John?
Well, it doesn't really matter what job you get, so
Okay. You think it doesn't matter about the job, you think it's more about the money? Okay. Who else said no? Claude, why did you say no? I totally agree with that. Okay, so you think you need a good job and you need to get into a good uni. Okay? Yep. Okay, so a lot of people seems to be that it's focusing on the job. Okay, last one, Tyler. Okay, so I just want to say this. My job, what's my job? What's my job? It's a teacher. I would say my job is not just a job. I'd say that my job is also my calling. Okay, when I was young, when I first went to university, I actually went and did a Bachelor of Business because I wanted to work in business and I wanted to make a lot of money. And then what I learned is that actually money doesn't make me happy. And that the job I was doing, I felt like I wasn't really doing what God wanted me to do. Because God is just so awesome and amazing and everywhere and in everything. He's in everything. He's in in us right now. He's in our room. He's in all the trees. He's in the air. I mean, there's nowhere that he isn't. And Chelsea asked me how old I am, and I told you I turned 40 last year. So it took me a long time to realise what's important and what is my calling. And can I tell you, when I used to do a job at a business for money, the days used to seem like they went forever, and I was always watching the clock, and I wasn't really focused on what I was doing, and work was a real drag. Now that I teach, and I teach you, and I have this absolute privilege to be your teacher. Just put your hand down for a moment, Tom. It just flies by because I just feel like this is what God wanted me to do. So even though I don't make as much money as what I did when I was working in business, can I tell you I'm so much happier, and I feel so blessed to be here with you. And I just really, really want to help you to find what you want to do in your life. And I know that a lot of people will say, oh, I want to be a famous actor, and I want to be a famous singer, and I want to be a famous soccer player, and I want to do all these things. And you very well may do those things. But it's not, your job is not your whole life. So for example, my daughter Scarlett loves writing, loves it, writes these amazing stories. And she's also a very good artist. And I said to her, wow, honey, you are just so good at those things. It is really one of your God-given talents. You know, I could try to be a really good drawer, and I could try. And maybe it is one of my talents that I haven't really followed yet. And she said to me, oh yes, Mummy, well when I grow up I want to be either an author or an artist. And then she said, but then it depends on my job because maybe I won't get to be that. And I said, do you know what? That is not true. I said, no matter what job you do, you can always be an author. You can always be an artist. Yes, your work and your calling might be wrapped up in that, but you can totally be an artist, even if it's not your job. Even if her job is not to be an author, she can still be an author. And do you know what I think is fundamentally wrong with our thinking at the moment? Is that we're so focused on a job. We're so focused on a job that we're missing what really makes our heart sing. So for example, Bree loves horses. That makes her heart sing. Am I right in saying that? And I think that's really one of her callings, is to be around horses and animals and to love them. I like animals, but I wouldn't say I have the passion that Bree has. I look at Josh, who has a total passion for soccer, okay? And I go, wow, that's awesome. I like soccer and I like to watch Oscar play soccer, and I'd love to see Josh play soccer one day. But it's not my passion, but it's Josh's passion. Think in your mind if you have a passion for something. Okay, just have a think about that. And think about your life if you could really just melt into that passion and just surrender to it and just do everything that you could to become great at that. So I'm going to ask you again, what do you think education is? What is good education? Good education. It is absolutely about having fun, and it's absolutely about learning. That's right. Don't worry about the money, because can I say that there's a very famous verse in the Bible that says, tomorrow will take care of itself. God will take care of you. God will provide for you. If He provides for the birds, He will provide for you. Okay? I'm not saying money is not important. I'm not saying that you don't. We need money to live and survive. Okay?
As long as you like the job, it doesn't matter how much you get paid or whatever.
That's right.
As long as you like your job.
Yes, do you know, I have a friend in Melbourne. This is real. This is for real. He needs, this is what his words are, he needs to earn $400,000 every year to keep his household running. Because they like to have a Range Rover, a Mercedes-Benz, a big house, and they send their kids to a school that costs $25,000 each year, and they have 3 kids. And they like to go on holidays to Europe every year. They like to, So his whole life is so stressful because he's trying so hard to earn that amount of money, and he thinks that equals happiness. But if I look at him and I feel his energy, I don't think that he's really that happy, if I'm honest. What we do in our family is we try to have less, as in, I love going to like Fraser Island or going camping. I know this sounds funny, going camping at Cotton Tree. I love doing those things. I don't need to have these big holidays every year and where I put all this stress on myself. Okay, yes, I think travel is great. Okay, Kalia.
Did you get a job as a teacher?
I got a job as a teacher because I feel passionate about sharing what I know about God and this amazing world that we live in. And I wanted to share that. And I think kids, I think you guys are amazing because you're so young and you're making your way in the world. You're learning about life, and I think that's so special. Okay, so those kind of things, they are fun. Okay, but do you have to do those every year to be happy?
I'm just going because my mum hasn't seen
Family?
Going to New Zealand, but we haven't gone to New Zealand in a long time.
Right, yes.
What if, like, you want a job, but there isn't any available?
Do you know what? I think you have to trust God. You have to pray about it and you have to surrender. And do you know, everyone told me when I went to university to be a teacher, they said, you'll never get a job on the Sunshine Coast. Because I really wanted year 5. They said, you'll never get a permanent job on the Sunshine Coast
Why?
in year 5. Because it's so popular. It's just so, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to listen to that. Because I know God has a plan for me. And I really believe this is what I need to do. And I was patient. And I did what I could in the meantime. And then doors opened. And I stepped through. And at first I did like a contract here, where I just did it for a term. And then I tried my best. And I prayed and I just gave it to God. And I said, God, if you want me here, use me. And this is like my second home now. Okay, John.
I think that it's important that you have money to like support your family and do something else.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Have you video on this?
I'm videoing this because this is going to be a journey. And I want to remember what you said to me during this. Mitchell.
You would spend all your money on mansions and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can have a nice house without being ridiculous, can't you?
That just goes to show that money can't buy happiness.
It absolutely shows that. Okay?
Every year today, 7th today, it's going to be a wedding festival.
Do you?
I think we're
Beautiful.
going to September.
Tyler.
When did you decide to become a Christian?
I decided to become a Christian when I was about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, 2012. So I was the scheme of some people grow up in a Christian home. Some people decide in their teens they want to be a Christian. Some people decide in their 80s they want to be a Christian. That is your journey. Okay? That's up to you.
My mom's crazy. She was living in a nice house, let's get all the new Apple stuff.
Does she? I think money is good in some ways, but I don't think you should tie it to your happiness.
That's all.
You know, like some people get addicted to shopping because it gives them like a buzz, and then when they've got it, you know, all that
They're like,
stuff.
oh, what am I
All
doing?
this is an interesting thing. All that stuff ends up at the rubbish tip.
Yeah, my mom has it in more half of my clothes. Or in your belly. Because I eat this food.
Good food is important, though. Oh, yes, that's a really good example. We should totally watch that clip again, shouldn't we? That's a great idea.
Wait, what? My mom always says follow your dreams no matter what.
Follow your dreams no matter what. So, this brings me to a really exciting announcement. Next week, I'm not sure if it's going to be next week, we've got to decide.
Yeah.
We're going to have Dream Week.
What the heck is that?
Dream Week is where we're going to just take a baby step to start to make your dreams come true.
What? You can't do it. Oh my god.
So, what do I mean by Dream Week? I wonder. Jai.
It means like a job or
A job or a wish or a passion. It's more about passion than job, okay? I'm going to talk to you about that, Chelsea. It's something you're very passionate about. Have you ever had an experience where you're doing something and the time just flew like that and you're like, where did that hour or 2 hours go?
Yeah.
For me, it's painting. I love painting. It's like the time just goes. Okay? Hands down. What do you think about the idea? Oh, and sorry, I need to go back 2 steps. I want to challenge you to think about this idea that education is not just training you about how to do maths and how to spell and how to write. Okay? It's about how to help you be the best person you can be. Not in a job, not in the future, right now. Right now. And of course, going into the future. Because what you think and what you say becomes your reality. Okay? So, for me, education is also about seeing the beauty in the world. In a moment, we're going to go outside and we're going to have 2 minutes total silence. And we're just going to look around at the world. We're just going to look at how beautiful things are. And we're just going to just sit in the beauty. And then we're going to come back inside and share what we notice about what is so beautiful in this world. And this is not time for joking, Elliot. I do love jokes, and humour is a beautiful part of our world. Okay? God invented humour so we can have a good time, and I really believe we should laugh every day. But can we just have a serious couple of minutes, and then we can have some fun after that as well? Okay? And this is supposed to be fun. Okay? So we're going to go outside. The perimeter is this veranda, that veranda, and the undercover. Like, we're not going to go past that walkway. We're just going to stay in this courtyard. We'll call this. We're going to go out. You can sit next to a friend or by yourself. If you think you're going to be distracted, maybe find a spot yourself. And we're just going to look around and hear things, smell things, look at things. We're going to use all our senses to see how beautiful this world is. Okay? Yes, Chelsea?
When are we going to have a Monday off?
Pardon?
When are we going to be having a Monday off?
In a couple of weeks.
Are we going to lay down on the grass?
You can definitely lay down on the grass. Just be careful that you might get itchy. Okay?
Can I have
No, we won't have pillows. I don't want anything to distract us. Let's go. You have 1 minute to find your spot, and I'm going to count down. What is education? What is education? Tom?
an important thing in our life?
It is important. Yes, we've established that. What is it? What is it, Jai?
It's about learning and training your mind to learn stuff.
Yes, it is. What is educate? What do you think to have a happy life we need to learn? I guess is my question.
How to do stuff for yourself and get a decent job at home.
And when you say learn stuff, what do you mean?
I want to be a mechanic when I grow up. I want to learn how to fix cars and stuff.
Okay, so fixing things, great. You'd be a great mechanic, Jai. What else is education? Oh, okay. Love God. What was the other one, Kate? That's a great one. Good behaviour. So loving God and maybe loving each other, love one another. Do I mean love as in romantic love? No. Love each other. Do you know there's a saying, love is all there is? I tell you what, if you can love God and you can love each other, that is a great education if you can learn those things.
That you have fun.
Yes, fun. Let's put that up here. Do you think that education stops at year 12 or university? Oh my gosh. I could cry.
Why?
I think that's so great that you think that. Because do you know what? School and uni, it's like only one tiny, like when you grow up and you're 40 like me, can I tell you something? The amount of time that you've spent at school is only a fraction of your life. And if you can love learning for your whole life, that will just be so amazing. So amazing. So it is a journey for your whole life. Which, how exciting is that? It doesn't look the same. It's not like you come to school and you sit at a desk and all that stuff. It's you go and do things how you want to do it. Claudia, attitude, fantastic.